Before industries were a thing, people would go days without eating until they could be able to hunt their food to cook and eat. Nowadays, eating meat is just 5 minutes away from your local fast food restaurant or grocery store. Beginning as of today, you will reduce the amount of meat you consume. For almost a year now, I've greatly reduced the amount of meat I consume, and I've seen great results in my health and other aspects of my life. First, I will tell you the amount of meat people in America are eating on average. After, I will tell you why eating too much meat is bad for your health and the environment. Thirdly, I will defend my argument from sources that say eating meat has no negative impact. And lastly, my audience will minimize the amount of meat they consume with some helpful tips. To start off, people are beginning to be more aware about the cruelty process animals are going through, and as a result, the movement of minimizing meat consumption is being supported by many people. However, there is still a very high percentage of people that are consuming meat. Roughly, the average American is consuming about 222 pounds of meat every year. According to Samuni Samgupta's 2019 article, New Diet Guidelines to Benefit People and the Planet, More Greens for All, Less Meat for Some, it states that people in the United States eat more than 6 times the recommended amount of red meat. Meanwhile, low-income countries eat half of the recommended amount. The reason behind this high consumption of meat is because it's now relatively affordable for people in the United States. Furthermore, meat has become an entree dish that should be included in every meal. On top of that, the amount of fast food restaurants available give consumers a lot of variation in the processed meats to eat. With that being said, due to the high amount of meat consumption, people are experiencing many health problems than ever before. It's been linked that consuming meat plays a big factor. In addition, farming process and resources needed for the meat industry to produce high demand of meat has led to negative impacts on our environment. According to Ronnie Ravin's 2016 article, A Few More Vegetables and a Little Less Meat May Reduce Diabetes Risk, did a long-term study of 200,000 men and women with a follow-up study being done every 2 to 4 years, along with some blood work. As a result, the risk of getting diabetes risk dropped by 34% for those who followed a plant-based diet. This study was mainly done to promote and minimize the amount of meat you can consume and see the benefits it has. To add on, according to Christopher Schwartz's 2013 article, Would You Cut Down Meat to Help the Environment, states that many of the equipment and the resources such as fertilizers that are being used in farming to raise farm animals are causing a huge harm to our environment. According to scientists, 80% of nitrogen fertilizer pollution can be attributed to meat production. These toxic chemicals and the overall harsh process to raise farm animals is causing climate change, aquatic dead zones, and even ozone depletion. With that being said, just like most topics in life, we have people who will not accept that eating meat is bad for their health and our environment. In this case, many people tend to state that eating meat is very healthy and that it does not harm the environment. Eating meat is healthy because it provides higher amount of certain nutrients than food often has. According to Atlas Anderson's 2019 article, Beef 101 Nutrition Facts, it says that lean meats such as beef are rich in various vitamins such as iron, zinc, ZLA, and vitamin B12. However, according to Daniel Dresden's High Protein Vegan Foods, it states a well-balanced plant-based diet with foods such as tempeh, nuts, legumes, and natural spices will allow you to reach more than the daily recommendation of vitamins and minerals. Another benefit of meat is consumers, it states that the meat is good for the economy and our environment. According to Meat Up staff members' 2017 article, 6 Reasons Why Meat is Greener Than You Think, it states that livestock production reduces land natural emission and nitrous oxide, and it also requires far less water usage compared to when cropping plant-based foods. In opposition, although livestock production does not produce the highest amount of greenhouse gas emission, it's currently at 10% and will most likely continue to rise. Now that you've made a choice that will positively help your health and the environment, here are some helpful tips that you will apply in order to be successful. The top 2 vital tips to help you ease your way into minimizing the amount of meat you consume is by investing in a plant-based cookbook and transitioning to an overall healthy lifestyle. Investing in a plant-based cookbook will give you many delicious recipes that are rich in vitamins and minerals. You will be introduced to new foods that you've never had before, and you will learn to use natural spices and create healthy sauces to add to your dishes. The second useful tip is taking the initiative to committing to a healthy lifestyle. Start building healthier hobbies such as working out, meditating, and learning new skills often. A healthy lifestyle will allow you to increase productivity since you will feel better, and as a result will allow you to achieve your goals. To conclude what I've covered today, let's recap briefly. First, I told you that the amount of meat people in America are consuming. After, I told you why eating too much meat is bad for your health and the environment. Thirdly, I defended my argument from sources that say eating meat has no negative impact. And lastly, I included some helpful tips to follow when starting the journey of minimizing meat consumption. I strongly encourage everyone to take more time out of their day and find the best method you can follow to reduce the amount of meat you consume. Now that you've made a choice to minimize meat consumption, I encourage y'all to spread the word.